Hello. Do you know I'm actually getting complaints that my beer level isn't going down while I'm doing these reviews? It's a very nice pint of Lacon's Uncle. But anyway, it's February the 18th, 1978, and we are going to get very reckless with Eric. Don't laugh at me, Gemma. Wreckless Eric is one of the finest songwriters this country has ever produced, and he features on the cover of this week's Record Mirror. There's going to be an article somewhere in there which we'll come on to later. We also have on the cover featured Yellow Dog, who were the ultimate punk cash-in band, which again I'll tell you about in a while. Bowling in Colour, that means it'll be a centre page poster. Earth, Wind and Fire and the Boyfriends. Power pop rules. The charts. Number 1 is Take a Chance on Me by ABBA. Number 2 is Brotherhood of Man, Figaro. Number 3 is If I Had Words by Scott Fitzgerald and Yvonne Keeley. Jesus, this was a bad week, wasn't it? Oh dear, dear. This is 1978. There's got to be something good in here. Mr. Blue Sky by Electric Light Orchestra. Not my cup of tea, but I know my lovely Gemma loves them. Wings, Mull of Kintyre is still in there. Oh dear. The Stranglers, 5 Minutes at number 21. A reissue of All Right Now by Free at number 25. Rich Kids at number 33. No Time to Be 21 by the Adverts at 34. Nervous Wreck by Radio Stars at 39. Shot by Both Sides by Magazine at 43. So there's some good ones in there, but in the lower reaches, that's for sure. The album charts, ABBA are also at number 1 with the album. Fleetwood Mac are at number 2 with Rumours. And that dreadful album Variations by Andrew Lloyd Webber is at number 3. My mum's favourite, Andy Williams, is at number 4 with Reflections. And Donna Summer's Greatest Hits is at number 5. Let's turn the page. What have we got here? Darts are on tour, as are Manfred Mann's Earth Band. Judas Priest, owing to popular demand, are extending their tour. The Blockheads are doing a benefit concert at Dingwalls. Not much going on here. Blue Oyster Cult are here soon. This was, guess it was a tour I would have seen them. Yeah, it is. Blue Oyster Cult, after their most successful US tour ever, are bringing their £250,000 laser light show to Europe in April. The show includes 4 main lasers plus a special unit fixed to Eric Bloom's wrist, which can project up to 31 sources of light to any point. Now, I saw them in Bristol, and I happened to get front row tickets, and I was slightly off to the left of the stage, so I was right in front of the speaker stack, and they were renowned at the time because they were the loudest band in the world. They'd taken over from Deep Purple at this point in the Guinness Book of Records, and fuck me, were they loud. I was thrown back into my seat when they came on and hit that first chord, but they were great. The laser show, you probably get better laser shows at a local gig these days. It was literally Eric Bloom holding his wrist up, pointing it at the ceiling with a green beam coming out of it, and that was it.
Great idea, though, isn't it?
Great idea, but pretty shit, to be honest. But it was big for 1978. Oh, there's a funny one. The Ramones and Talking Heads American label Sire have signed British punk band Sham 69 for the USA. Sham on Sire, that's a weird one, isn't it? Very weird one. And here's the little article about Wreckless Eric. Is it a nut? Is it a boy? Is it a wino? No, just Wreckless Eric, our own nutter. Tim Lott talks to him. Nervous wreck. I suspect this is going to be quite a sad article because Eric at this point was a notorious alcoholic. So I won't go too much into it because he's a thoroughly cleaned up man now who constantly tours and still writes fantastic songs. But it's not that I expect Wreckless Eric to see this video, but I think it would be unkind to go too much into it. But he does say, am I a piss artist? I don't know. People have got different ideas. I start at about 11 a.m. and go on until 11 at night, and then I fall over. Enough said. Quite sad in a way, really, isn't it? But I guess without that heavy drinking, we wouldn't have got the great songs. And so for that, thank you, Eric. On the opposite page, we've got Sweet, an album advert for their new album, Level Headed. And if you look at the picture of them, they clearly had become the serious heavy rock band they wanted to be. Famously, they went through all the glam years, wanted to be taken seriously as a hard rock band, and never achieved that. Level Headed includes the hit single Love Is Like Oxygen, which is a fabulous single. And the picture of them is the four of them in white t-shirts. Andy Scott with a beard, which he certainly wouldn't have had in the glam rock years, would he? But so maybe they achieved it in the end, but they should have achieved so much more. Down on Animal Farm. This is Yellow Dog. Now, as I touched on before, Yellow Dog were the ultimate punk cash-in. Well, you can't even call them punk. I suppose they could have called them new wave. But these guys had been in bands like Black Widow, Steelers Wheel, I believe, Fox. They were all seasoned musicians. They were all well into their 30s at this point. And they tried to jump on the punk bandwagon. And one of their later singles, not here, but one of their later singles, the B-side was called Down at the Vortex. Let's be fair. You know, other bands got panned for say jumping on the bandwagon, but most of those bands were actually young kids who had just found the music they wanted. Bands like the Drones, Slaughter and the Dogs, they weren't bandwagon jumpers. They just found their calling, if you like. But this lot, ridiculous. Singles. Queen, Spread Your Rings. Wreckless Eric, Reconnaissance Cherie, beautiful. Clash City Rockers, fantastic. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Is This Love? There's some good singles in here. There's also some I've never heard of. King Harry, You Stand Accused. Dross, About Coming from a Broken Home. One to Warp Quietly Over the Fire. I suspect that's probably right. There's some good ones and some bad ones in there. The Secret, Do You Really Care? Second rate punk rockers. Albums, Squeeze, Kate Bush, The Kick Inside. This is interesting. Wuthering Heights is special. So special, too special for anything else on Kick Inside to equal. Wuthering Heights, if not quite avant-garde, is peculiar. The album, juxtaposed, is quite normal. And I do get that. I do actually get that. Whoever's doing this review, this is Tim Lott. He obviously thought a lot of Kate Bush. She is a find, a precious asset. She certainly is, and was. Very important. What else we got on the albums? Sham 69, Tell Us the Truth. Oh, and here is our centre page poster of Mark Bolan, who had actually slimmed down a little bit. He's a lovely boy, wasn't he? But a year earlier, in 77, he piled on the pounds. And obviously, he died.
He's wearing your pyjama top as well.
He is, yeah. I've got a pyjama top just like that. Which is another story, but when I bought it, I actually thought it was a shirt until Gemma told me it's a pyjama top.
Otherwise.
I know. I'd still wear it out though.
No, you won't. Not under my watch.
Mailman. Oh dear, Mailman. Jem's put me off here with talking my leopard skin pyjama top.
What's his name? Peter Stringfellow.
Peter Stringfellow pyjama top, that's the one, yeah. I only ever wear it with a lime green posing pouch.
Oh, that's too far.
Right, here we go. Up front, this is the tour page, and the band feature the Radiators from Space, a fantastic band. Roadshows, this is the live gigs, the Stranglers at Clouds, Edinburgh, the Adverts at the Roundhouse, headlined All Spit and Promise. I did feel sorry for the Adverts on Sunday night. They had to fight every inch of the way for any kind of acceptance from a hostile. Oh, I see. It appears that the support band was Sham 69, and if anybody that was going to gigs in around and about 77, 78, 79 would know that Sham 69's following were notoriously, I was going to say naughty, no, they were racist. They were nasty people, and Sham tried desperately to distance themselves from them, but it was difficult. And it appears, looking at this, that the Adverts had to put up with the Sham audience throughout their set, which can't have been easy. Can't have been easy. Tough one for them, that. The Boys at Maidstone College of Art, the most underrated band of the punk era? You tell me, I think probably they were. Nothing going on there. Small Lads. Always records for sale in here. I bought some of the rarest punk singles I've got through this, where bands had no record deals, so they would release their own singles, and the only way of distributing them was through the Small Lads in here. So the one that springs to mind is Blitzkrieg Bop, Let's Go, which is worth like 700 quid now, I'm told, and that was bought in here. Pen Friends. Guy, attractive, 21, likes pop, tennis, swimming, squash, travel, nature, seeks pen friend, fun-loving, attractive, happy, self-confident, ambitious girl. Write to Davy of Dublin. Tempted myself. Okay, then we've got the US charts at the end. Number 1 US single was Staying Alive for the Bee Gees. Number 2 was Love is Thicker Than Water by Andy Gibb. The brothers Gibb were dominating the US charts. And US albums, Saturday Night Fever, they were dominating the US charts. And on the back cover this week is Hot Chocolate. So even in these heady days of so-called punk rock and a new wave, Hot Chocolate was still pulling them in. Everyone's a winner.
You sexy thing, you.
It's all right. You don't have to sing me out with.
Yeah, but then I thought we could overdub that with a picture of you and you.
Yeah, we could, but we could leave that in as well.
Oh shit! I hope that's worked.
Oh, don't.
Mark Talks Max. Mark Talks Max. Mark Talks Max. Mark Talks Max.